In general, it's a good rule of thumb to stop and reconsider everything that you're doing if you're using arguments for atheism that religious people use for religion. To some people, the concept that a person disagrees with them about something they feel passionately about is literally unfathomable. Some religious people love to proclaim that atheists secretly believe that for whatever reason, insanity, rebellion, basic stupidity, a manifestation of the evil blackness in all of our little atheist hearts, we are pretending to not believe, and we in fact do agree with you.
Christopher Hitchens died not too long ago, and you know how many times I saw on Facebook, now he knows that God exists. Christopher Hitchens is no longer an atheist. Guess what? He knew that God exists before he died. He was without excuse for his sin against the God he knows exists. Now he knows, he's always known.
Bollocks.
I think that's dumb and insulting, and something that I would expect from someone who believes that if you disagree with them, you are doomed for eternity. But atheists do it too. They think that religious people can't possibly believe what they say they believe, and that secretly, deep down, they must know that they're wrong.
So what I'm saying is, you can't categorize most Muslims in general, because in my opinion, Muslims, like most Christians, do not actually believe what's in the books, okay? If they actually read the books and they were literalist, they would be insane. And some of them are. Some Muslims are, some Christians are. Then you can have a debate about who's worse, that's lovely, etc. But most Muslims, overwhelming majority of Muslims, like the overwhelming majority of Christians, do not believe literally what's in the books.
These atheists are underestimating the stupidity of humanity, and that is a dangerous game to play. Now, I wish I had an example of how stupid I was when I was religious from a time when I was, an adult, but I haven't been an adult for long, and I became an atheist when I was like 12. So, when I was 9, I weighed like, not a lot, way less than 100 pounds, and I was trying to open this fucking bag of chips in Sunday class because, in Sunday school class, pretty much the only reason 90% of the kids go is for the snacks. So I was trying to open this bag of chips, and I couldn't, and I was a dumb fuck, so I literally started praying to God to open that bag of chips. You know what happened? I opened that bag of chips. And then later, I told an adult family member about it because they were feeling down about an actual serious issue they were having because they were an adult. And I just told them, I prayed and God opened the bag of chips for me. And I used that story as evidence as to why prayer works. And instead of locking me in a library for a week like that adult should have, they thought that it was adorable. And not just adorable, they thought it was inspiring, and it strengthened their faith in God. I've grown accustomed to religious people telling me that there was something wrong with me for not believing in the irrefutable existence of God.
Hey, Scotty. Jesus, man.
Okay, that's become normal and standard. But for an atheist to stoop to that level and say the same thing about religious people is worse than condescending. It is an insult to the massively entertaining idiocy of our general population.
Hey, Scotty.
We have spent years mastering the art of ignoring facts and obvious things. Okay, a person can believe in a religion and then cherry pick the bits and pieces of it that don't suit their fancy. Because we now know that Noah's Ark is an impossible story. They don't believe in that. That was just a story.
So, are you ready to hear a story?
Yes!
Great! Today's campfire story comes from the Bible. The Bible has the best stories. So, let's all get ready to hear one by clicking on our listening ears.
Click!
Click! Great! Now let's all put on our special eyes. Zoop!
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 Now you're ready. A long time ago, God saw that the people living on earth were being very mean to each other, and this made God upset. So God told a man named Noah, I will send a huge rainstorm, It will make water cover the whole earth. Campers, can you move your hands down like rain falling from the sky? Great! God told Noah to build a big boat. He promised to keep Noah, his family, and all the animals safe inside the boat. Noah and his family worked hard for a long time until the boat was finished. Campers, let me see you pretend to hammer a boat.
And we now know that evolution happened, and there's so much evidence for it that to argue against it is laughable. Literally laughable. We spend so much time laughing at people that do that believe in creationism, because it's hysterical. And then some atheists go and say, well, they secretly believe. No, they don't. They're so good at ignoring the obvious. They've had years of practice. Denial is a beloved tradition, and it's one of those traditions that is important, that has value. It's not something stupid like Thanksgiving, okay? This is a core part of our culture that will be with us until the end of time. People stay with abusive spouses in long-term relationships. 18-year-olds try to write novels, okay? Denial is a huge part of our lives. Atheists, you may think that religious people are idiots for cherry-picking which beliefs they clutch to from the Bible, or for thinking that morality can only come from the Bible. Christians, any religious people, you may think that atheists are evil or just stupid for not saying that God has to exist, because nature's pretty or whatever reason.
How can you say there is no God? Look at the trees!
But we can all be united in the fact that should be most irrefutable of them all, that there is plenty of idiocy and denial to go around.
Hey, Scotty. Jesus, man.